everyone, welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. It's been a couple weeks since Andrew and I have been able to hang out together and record an episode
for y'all.
Here we are.
Y'all
We're
are
back
beat down our doors.
on the afternoon. I didn't have to make any coffee. He's got his energy drink, and I'm jealous I can't have energy drinks anymore because my wife is worried that I will die before her.
What?
Because then she would have to deal with like all the stuff. I think I've talked about
You have,
this.
but what? No more energy drinks.
Well, it's now a limited supply.
Like,
1 to 2 a week.
That would make me want to just die now.
I get one every Sunday. I get it right. I get an energy drink every Sunday because it's a Sunday morning thing. You know, we're still going strong. She's been making me coffee protein shakes.
So really what you're telling me is she is stealing your
joy
blessing from God. Because to die is gain.
Yes. To live is Christ, to die is gain.
Yeah,
right?
So she is stealing your reward. And I don't think Jesus likes stealing.
And I really just...
Thou shalt not steal. That's what you need to tell her.
But she is at least making me coffee shakes as a... What do they call that? As a replacement, but like a olive branch.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, where she's like, hey, you don't have a drink, but you do have a drink. But anyway, yeah, so you drink that in front of me, that's cool. I had one this morning, so I should be fine.
What's the difference about a coffee shake, which is caffeine, and an energy drink, which is caffeine?
It's the stuff that's in the energy drinks, basically.
So is she letting you drink water because there's additives in your water?
The government is putting fluoride in all of our water.
And amongst other things.
Killing us all.
I mean, you got to think, at one moment it's poop, the next thing it's drinking water.
True that.
All those chemicals in there to clean that water for you to drink, to me, can't be much worse than an energy drink.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're on a race on who gets to die first, and that's where we're at.
Who gets to claim their reward first?
Exactly. Well, Andrew, you've been gone. You went to Wisconsin. Got to experience the Holy Land of the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame.
Other people would call that hell.
Okay, well.
Like the 12th dominion of hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you snapped me a video of you walking by the stadium, which was pretty cool. A lot of houses next to the stadium.
Those houses were cool. Those were probably the best part of Lambeau, actually.
You know what's funny is like houses with those upper decks, like cool party houses, cool tailgating experience. I bet the tailgating experience is pretty cool there.
Yeah.
At the same time as that, like, I think the idea of that is cool. But at the same time, if that was my house, I would probably hate it every Sunday. Like,
I mean, they seem to love it.
They're so loud, everybody. I'm trying to slay. I don't know.
No, because they
do. Those people go to church? That's what I want to know. Because if you live on the grounds, you know the traffic is going to be so bad on Sunday morning, on game day, because everybody's getting to the game, everybody's tailgating. We used to live downtown Sand Springs, and they would have these events downtown, and like they would be trafficking. And that's what Sand Springs is about the size of Green Bay. Let's be honest.
No.
Let's not be honest.
Yeah.
Let's pretend. All I was saying was I just remember the traffic being crazy, and I lit to get to my apartment to park, and people would be parking in my spot, you know.
But do you not think there is a church service being held at the tailgate party?
Some people might say going to a game is a church.
I feel somebody is doing that as a ministry. I don't know if they are or not, but
that's a missed opportunity. Maybe that's us. Maybe we start a tailgate church.
Yeah,
and we have
San Francisco though. They need it more.
The weather's nice in San Francisco, yes. But let's make sure that we're not quote unquote living in San Francisco, so we don't have to pay all those taxes.
I agree.
We just fly out. It's cheaper for us to fly to San Francisco every weekend probably than to live in San Francisco.
Absolutely.
So we'll just do that. Well, there are pictures of me as a child with 49ers gear because of Steve Young, Jerry Rice, all those guys. You know, I just...
Before your parents became heathens and let you...
No, actually, none of my parents... Like, my dad is a Vikings fan.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Before they let you be a heathen, or they were heathens and let you become a Packers
sometimes
fan.
You just got to let your child grow up and make his own decisions.
Then we have San Francisco. That's how that happens.
And by the way, shout out to Cowboys fans, because if New York Knicks can win the championship, there's still maybe hope for the Cowboys.
No.
Maybe.
Not.
Possibly.
No. They've already lost this year, too. Like they've already been eliminated.
I mean, the
from playoffs.
Packers and the Cowboys have just been trading players recently, so we'll see what's going on.
And both teams suck. So.
Anyways, did you get to visit a church?
I did.
Service?
So one thing about Wisconsin is I did not see as many churches there. And
you're not in the Bible Belt.
I know, it's so weird. Because here you can't drive down the street without seeing 5 or 6 on each block.
Let's see. We pass
on the way here.
On the way, churches. I live a mile away from our church, and there's 3 churches, right? Mm-hmm. That we pass to get to ours.
Technically, 4 on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah. There's a youth.
Yep.
A youth church that makes
just to get to ours. And then then there's another one just
I live a mile, one road. I'm not even taking turns. Right. There's one main one
road.
If
you count the turns like a quarter mile down, not even a quarter, maybe an eighth off of one street, there's another big church. 2, 3 3 churches right there.
I wonder what the stat is of this square mile from my house, because there's one right here, a quarter of a mile the other way.
Yeah.
That's in the country. What the?
So you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's
5,
the funny
6,
thing.
7,
I live a
8.
mile away from our church, right? A quarter of that is not even in city limits, and so really less than a mile in city limits. There's that many.
But you just have to think within a mile of your house, you have 8 churches.
I got so many options.
9 because you have one down this road as well. So you have 9 churches.
Yep. 9 churches.
That's crazy. Okay, and
so you wish to Wisconsin,
and that's everywhere here in Oklahoma. That's just not this town specifically, but yeah, Wisconsin. I think the whole time I was there, I probably saw 5 or 6 churches.
Were they all like specific denominations? Because that's basically here. We have like a nice little plethora of
denominations.
Denominational differences, I guess, and so
10. There's another church.
I just wondered, is there more Catholic-y vibes?
No, actually, I think I saw the most Baptist churches, which also kind of threw me off. But the one church I ended up going to was I attempted to go to one church, and that's actually kind of what I'm going to talk about in this podcast. Okay. I ended up not going there.
In Wisconsin?
In Wisconsin.
Okay.
And so I actually pulled out of their parking lot, went to another church, and I think the church I went to, it was a non-denom that I went to. The one I pulled out of was a Baptist. But yeah, I did find a church based on recommendations from, our trusted Rusty Gunn.
Really? Our life pastor knows everybody.
Yes.
Anywhere, anytime. He's a connector of people, and we're in Oklahoma, all the way in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he sent me 3 churches.
He had 3 options. There you go.
Yep. And I went to the.
ChatGPT really ruined his influence a bit as far as like, just the amount of you'd always just go to him for answers.
He was ChatGPT.
Yeah, he was. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and now he's been replaced by AI.
Yeah. It's true. So it was a good experience. It's definitely different there in Wisconsin, outside the Bible Belt. You wouldn't think there's a cultural difference, but there is. The music was, I'd actually argue the music was the same-ish. I actually stayed in there. It wasn't as chest pounding. Mm-hmm. Like it didn't hit me.
Was it blackout?
It was not blackout.
I think that's your...
My issue with ours is the bass hitting my chest.
Oh, well, I crank that bass up when I run sound, so sorry about you.
No, I don't go in there, so it's all good. Now, in Wisconsin, I stay in there the whole time. It was not blacked out. And they did something weird, though. They did a church survey. They do it once a year at the beginning of the worship encounter.
Oh.
Service, music, whatever they called it. Anyways, and they wouldn't, they stopped everything for about 5-6 minutes until people filled out the survey.
Or is that would you rate our band from 0 to 5?
Pretty much. I didn't take the survey, but I saw they had paper forms and a QR code. So if you didn't want to do the QR code, you could do the paper. So I saw the paper. So yeah, it was rate our staff on a scale of 1 to 10.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is weird.
That's kind of good. Heat checks of, because what I feel like we deal with sometimes is people just, especially in Bible Belt, we have so many options to go to.
Yes.
That you could just check out of one and nobody even know why you're mad or why you left.
Yeah.
And sometimes that you left for a long time, because they just silently disappear.
Yeah.
Because they're mad about something. They feel like it's a 1-star staff review. We're like, well, what can we call you? What can I do to turn that into a 5-star? That's what businesses do, right? So that's interesting. Well, what you remember all the things they graded? So their staff,
No, I didn't look at it was somebody's filled out form, and I didn't want to seem like I was creeping on it, so I didn't read it over. I just
aren't you an extrovert enough to be able to be like, hey, what does this say? I'm new here.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you new here?
But I also honestly just didn't care.
No.
So,
well, it would have been great. We could have had more to talk about.
Because, I'm never going back to that church. Well, I can't say never. That is where my company's based out of. So I may end up back there in the future. I don't know. And that church is good enough that I will go back to.
Okay.
Very friendly volunteers, so or staff or whatever you want to call them. I went to the host station. We call it a host station.
Mm-hmm.
Other churches like guest services or welcome counters, stuff like that. So I went there and talked to the lady there, and she explained, a little bit about the church, and they had a welcome kit that they gave me. It was like this notebook with cards about what they do there, like events and youth ministry and other services that they have. So I was like, hey, this is all great information. I brought it all home. I'll show it to our church, They also give you a coupon for their cafe. And yes, they had a cafe. Now, I think the last time you and I met, we recorded a podcast. I don't know if it was last time or not. Anyways, about another experience I went to out of town in which I walked into this mega church, and first thing you're hit with is their cafe. And they were selling everything, food, coffee, drinks, whatever you want, energy drinks. Then they also had it surrounded with like a bookstore stuff. They're selling Bibles, notebooks, pens, paper, the pastor's books, things like that.
Yeah, it was like walking through a shopping mall, and you had to get through all the kiosks before you could actually get to Santa.
Yes. Exactly. And so, so you had to pay for everything there, and they didn't have any like free water or coffee or tea or anything like that. And so that kind of...
Yeah, it's free on the sink in the bathroom, okay?
Yeah, you're right. And so, but this church, walk in, first thing I see again, the cafe. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Just slightly turn my head to the right, and right there, coffee, water, tea, everything free. I was like, okay, big difference, positive attitude here. Not starting off on the wrong foot. Like, because our church has a cafe. I don't care if you sell the stuff, but don't make your only option something that you have to pay for. Don't put stuff behind a paywall.
It's kind of like the idea of like I go to a free football game with you. It's never actually. It's still, even though I get the ticket for free, I'm still paying for parking. I'm paying for a drink or a snack or something, or I buy you a snack too because you did pay for my ticket, and it's like half the price still.
Not even half.
I'm just trying.
It's a fourth.
So all of that to say, that you go to this event and it's like still never free, but still great time. Yeah. And it's the same feeling when you're going to church. Oh, you're going to church. It's okay. It like costs you immediately as you go in. Oh, you want a pen to take notes today? It's 25 cents.
Right.
And it's just like
25 cents. What's that pen she buying, Dusty?
I don't know.
I don't even think they're buying their pens for 25 cents.
Was that high or low? I don't even know.
Low.
Oh, it's low. Okay. Yeah, $1.
They'd probably be selling their pens for like $2.
$2 for a pen?
For a pen, dude. Yes.
Holy moly.
So
I worked in the printing industry before.
Right.
I know how much pens
wholesale. Are. Exactly. You're thinking wholesale.
I know how much pens are.
They're talking retail. So, and they don't care that they're a church. They want your money.
I think that's the question. What should the inflated price be of every
at a church?
What should the margins be at a church when they're selling all of this stuff? Should it be to break even? Should it be, 20% margin just because you're going to give some away as well?
Or 10% because that's what God requires of us?
Yeah, it's part of our tithe.
Yeah.
The coffee we get while we're there, is that part of it?
I mean, if 10% is good enough for God, why isn't 10% good enough for a church as a markup price?
Exactly. Yeah. If it's good enough for God, it's good enough for me.
Exactly. Yeah. So why are churches marking up, 30, 40%?
I'm gonna start complaining about your Wednesday night Snack Shack prices because those are marked up for missions as well.
Those are. Let's see. It costs us like $1.20. So if we're selling it for $2, it costs us $1.20. We're making 80 cents.
Yeah.
And really, we also do that because, I wouldn't be opposed to $1.75, but I don't want change. So I'm going to charge that extra quarter, so I don't have to give
Would you
change
to round up
or
for
get
children
change.
around the world today?
Exactly. I mean, if I do, okay, Dusty. So for you, we're going to make $1.50, but you are.
I don't even think you can Cash App change, can you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so you have to do whole numbers.
But for you, Dusty, everything's going to be $1.50 for you, but you're going to round up.
Okay.
To the nearest dollar, whole dollar.
Yeah, so if you want, you can get two things and pay $3, or you pay $2. That's how they get you at the gas stations.
Yeah. It's actually, I just bought 2 of my energy drinks because it's cheaper than buying just one.
Right, yeah. There's this guy I'm jealous of now because last Sunday morning when I was leading, the bass player rolls in with 2 energy drinks because buy one, get one.
Yep.
Might as well drink them both.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going, this is my first one for the week. And you got 2 today.
So what you're telling me is you need me to smuggle you some energy drinks.
I don't think my wife listens, so yes.
Okay, perfect. She used to listen. What happened?
Oh, I don't know.
All right, Dusty. I feel we've bantered long enough.
2 idiots in the Bible Belt.
I feel we've bantered long enough that most of this episode will be banter.
Oh, wait. I thought that was the topic.
No.
Oh, let's talk about the topic.
I haven't gotten into the topic.
Oh, sorry. Get to the topic.
Exactly. No, the topic goes along with it, but the banter just,
Fine.
All right. So I have already touched on it in our banter, but I went to the First Church. Mm-hmm. And I actually...
So it's part of the conversation.
It was.
Okay.
I just didn't incorporate it because I was waiting on us to actually start.
Start, Andrew. Just talk.
So I went into the First Church, and I'm driving around looking for the parking spots. And I don't care about where I park. When I go to a department store, say Shields, I will park in the back of the parking lot. I don't care. It's not about a parking spot for me, about parking close anyways. But I went in, and they had about 30 signs. Immediately, as soon as you drove into the parking lot, right next to the building, 30 signs of persons with limited disabilities.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, that's just weird. Why don't they just call it handicap? Why is it persons with limited disabilities? And then, my mind obviously goes to the worst case scenario or thinking, reasoning of, okay, this is a church trying to go woke. And so then I'm driving around, and I drive around the front looking for a spot. Nothing there. No worries. Let's drive to the back. Parking lot is pretty empty in the back. But then I started looking for spot or, placards for signage of where to go. And also, looking for that first time visitors parking spot. And there wasn't any. So again, my mind's already going to, worst case scenario of why are they calling it persons with limited disabilities rather than handicap. And the signs were white, not even blue. They didn't have the wheelchair emblem on it. I'm like, okay, so you're not worried about handicapped people. You're more worried about pleasing people with your words and verbiage on a sign. And you don't seem to care about visitors because you don't have anywhere for them to park. Mm-hmm. And typically that visitor spot is not there to give you a close parking spot or anything like that. That visitor sign is there for people inside the building, inside the church, to be watching so that they know when a new person is there so that they can make that person feel welcome and kind of show them where to go. It's not so that you don't have to walk 10 extra feet. It's a good practice to have so that you can be spotted, essentially. But this church wasn't worried about that at all. And so I just didn't get a good feeling about the church. And so I turned around and drove off and then went to this other church, which I had a great experience at. That was what I wanted to talk about was that whole aspect. And then obviously my mind going worst case scenario of a church going woke. Mm-hmm. It's not anything we've talked about, I don't think, on this podcast. So why don't we talk about
Yeah, on my
church
TikTok
wokeness?
feed, there was some like female pastor, Presbyterian preacher that she was.
Well, clearly not Baptist because they just outlawed that.
Did they really?
They did. Did you? Oh, you haven't been following the news?
I don't care. But yeah, I've heard that there's been dramas, but.
Yeah, the SBC came down and said no female pastors, period.
Well, it probably doesn't help that there was one. What did she say?
Jesus did not come into this world to preach and to teach a my way or the highway kind of religion. Absolutely not. Jesus, and they ask him point blank, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" And in the Gospel of Mark, Jesus' answer is this: follow the 10 Commandments, love God, be an ethical person, do the right thing. To make a claim that Jesus in the Gospel of John is now preaching and teaching this radically different message that you have to follow God in a certain way, you have to say the Jesus prayer just like this, you have to be part of our tribe, or you have to be part of our faith, or you have to claim Jesus as your Lord and Savior, or you won't get into the kingdom of heaven, makes no sense.
Like right now with TikTok and just in general trying to go viral, everybody's trying to be so like shock value.
And they're creating false crap with AI.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're just creating like much like this podcast, uneducated takes.
Yes. That is our whole podcast.
They're creating like, and that's always the danger is you have pastors and people in power that are not truly preaching the truth. Like we would say, that's our thought, but look it up, like that's how we would go. But some people say like, no, that's the word that the Lord gave me today, So maybe that's why Baptists were like, no, I'm just joking. It's not even a Baptist preacher that did it, but yeah, I don't know what their deal is. But anyways, I do remember being at a church camp when I was a leader. When I was a youth pastor, we were at a kids camp, and there was like a female preacher. I don't even know if she was preaching or if she was just part of the worship team. And this guy got up and was like, he got kicked out of the camp because he was just like, women shouldn't be preaching. Women should be on stage. We need to be there. And we're like, you can leave, sir.
Yeah.
And that was a Baptist church, so that's kind of funny.
And see, like that, okay, talking about church wokeness and SBC, the SBC not allowing women to be pastors or anything like that, which I agree to.
Is it lead pastors?
No, it's pastors, period.
In general?
Yeah. No title. And so I agree with it to an extent.
Not even children's pastors?
I agree to it with an extent.
Sorry.
You don't have to call them pastors. You can call them leaders. So SBC has taken a very literal stance on the word pastor, and as I feel it should be, that title should be, in my opinion, revered. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't just be, oh, you're a pastor, all because you're on staff. We don't need a pastor of answering phones. We don't need a pastor of collecting tithes. Like, it's an accountant, that's a receptionist. We don't need to give them a pastor title. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Now, a children's pastor, we call ours a children's director or something like that. So, and giving somebody the word or the name or title pastor for tax benefits, I don't agree with that either.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always non-Christians that are already complaining about the tax benefits that churches and preachers get in general, and then for the churches to manipulate that system, it kind of feels weird.
Right. I don't understand why, and our church is our church is guilty of this too, why we want to give everybody that's on staff a pastor title other than maybe tax benefits. You should have in my opinion, you should have a pastor, maybe the youth pastor. They could, again, be a youth leader instead of a youth pastor, but typically a youth pastor, well, I can't say typically. Some youth pastors do have college experience, some do not, and I'm not saying that you need college experience to be a pastor. Why don't we just go back to pastor and support staff, support roles? Why give everybody
like one pastor? I feel like it's a tax thing. That's the only way I can reason.
That's the only way I can reason it. But is there another?
But that's not. But the government would be the ones that would be making that qualification if it's a tax thing. So then it's not a tax reasoning.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So I don't understand. And we have had a female pastor on our staff before. Matter of fact, we have one now. So we can't be Baptist, which we're not tied to Baptist, other than we give our money. We do give money to the Baptist Mission Board or something like that.
We give our church tithes to the Baptist Mission Board.
Gotcha. And I think it's only a part of it, not all of it, but I don't know. They explained it when we first.
I think they were part of helping us launch and things like that too, like church planting and all that kind of stuff. We kind of aligned with. Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't have a clue.
So that's to me that also goes along with this conversation of wokeness, is giving everybody a pastor title. Not everybody needs to be a pastor. Not everybody should be a pastor, because with that title, you are now held in a lot more regard in God's eyes too, leading your flock. Honestly, if I'm on church staff, I don't want a pastor title because I don't want that responsibility.
Well, the Bible says that the Bible says you're a double account, basically.
Right. And so when you mess up, you really mess up. It's not like me messing up. No, you are double messing up. So I agree with it to an extent with the SBC. But I don't wholeheartedly agree that women shouldn't preach. I feel it's fine for them to preach as long as they're doing it under the authority of the lead pastor, and the lead pastor is a male.
Okay.
That's really, on that subject, that's my thought. So.
Do you think it's the Baptist churches trying to... Because what happens, like when things happen like this, everybody goes extreme to one side or the other, you know?
Right.
Like I saw a TikTok that was like, now that I'm no longer a liberal, I can now stop pretending that I'm scared to go to a bathroom if there's a dude in there.
Yeah.
Things like that. And I can stop pretending this. But you like go to one side. And so is this like the Baptist church like trying to overcorrect a bit and go back to quote unquote the good old days, the simpler times, make Baptists great again?
I don't think it is, because the Baptists have always held this stance. When we would go on the inner city mission trips like Houston and St. Louis, Joyce Meyer, who goes to the First Baptist Church of Houston, would say this exact stuff, that women shouldn't preach it at the pulpit.
So it's not like a correction of...
Right, and Joyce Meyer wouldn't let men in her conferences or anything because she didn't feel that she was supposed to be preaching to them. So the Baptists have always had this. It's just with the woke society, they're trying to change the Baptists, and Baptists are like, no, we're standing firm on this.
Gotcha. I see.
To the extent that now we're going to put it to a vote. It was always just understood.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Now it went to a vote.
It wasn't like something that they repealed.
Right.
They're just like, let's make it official how we feel or whatever. Okay. I see.
Yeah, let's give an official stance on it. It's kind of like, how Buffalo Wild Wings made an official stance on concealed carries and they disallow it, or how Target made an official stance on transgender and they made their bathrooms transgender.
Right.
They just made an official stance on men are pastors, not women.
Gotcha.
So
easy peasy.
Yeah.
Black and white, basically.
Yeah. Did they go woke? No, they would have repealed the wokeness with that stance. But anyway, so let's get back to
sorry.
Me going to church in Wisconsin.
And then people trying to be, that one church trying to be a little bit more woke and a little bit more of like accepting of everything. And
right. Or not wanting to hurt people's feelings. And so they changed verbiage, which again that doesn't compute with me. Why would you is handicap signs, are they offensive to people? Like, legit question, are they?
Andrew Fisher, you are handicapped.
Technically, I am. Yes.
You have a handicap sticker.
I don't have a handicap sticker.
Oh, okay.
I do qualify for one, but I won't get it.
Okay. Because you are...
I'm too prideful.
too embarrassed by your handicap sticker.
Now,
I remember parking at Lowe's in a handicap spot because you are handicapped and and you're like, I got a limp or something to make it somebody's watching me. I do deserve this spot.
Well, it's like I feel like I should be limping or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now in that context, that was right after I had foot surgery. And so, yes, I did actually use those spots. I did have the placard. So
you had your temporary or whatever.
I got a temporary.
But you actually qualify for a
plate. Yes.
Plate. Yeah.
I won't get it.
Well, when you start driving under the speed limit, okay.
I do.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Then you need a plate, so we are all aware. We're all aware of what. Don't be mad at this guy. Don't road rage at this guy. He's handicapped.
Yeah. So on my way to work, it's 70 miles an hour, and I 99% of the time, I'm doing about 55.
What?
In a 70.
Oh, I hate people like you.
Yeah. Well, let me give you a lesson, Dusty. What are the words on those signs when you see 65? What are the words above it?
Oh, you're trying to say limit.
There you go. A limit. What's the definition of limit? The maximum amount that you can do. It doesn't say you have to do this speed. It just says if you're driving, you can't go any faster than this.
As long as you're in
speed.
the right lane, I don't care.
I am in the right lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't impede traffic.
Yeah, as long as you're in the right lane, do whatever.
But
like, if anything, it's better for me that you are going slow so I can pass you, and then the next light I can hit and you don't. And we're good to go.
Yeah, except I never seem to miss. I have that fog, favor of God. I don't miss lights. I hit them green, so.
And this probably is the old man in me, because this is probably, I'm going to save what I want to say for another episode maybe, but I have been feeling like on TikTok, and you see like these younger generations kind of giving takes on verses and stuff, and you're just kind of like, I don't know if that's 100% true, but like those are the wokeness, like that's how things shift, right? Dave Ramsey would talk about your finances, like a 1 degree difference doesn't seem like that bad of a change, but over time that 1 degree is
it's massive.
It's a massive, it goes forever, so right. It's like those kind of things when it comes to truth in the Bible, like if we twist it 1% to be a little bit more like way we want the Bible to sound and feel, that's over time we're going to be way off track. And that's, we've talked about that with church. That's how we felt about how just the traditional way that we practice churches and the church's setups and all that kind of stuff is probably 1%. It's not that big of a deal, but over time it keeps changing more and more and more. Like it keeps fading more and more and more away from what the truth is,
Think about that in the 90s when we wanted to go contemporary service.
Oh,
and the old people are like, no, and they probably would have used that same example. If you do this 1%, it's going to be this, and next thing you know, you're going to have strippers on stage. Well, guess what? That big church I went to, and
shorts.
They did have a stripper on stage at a men's conference.
Oh, was that church that
it
you
was
went
that
to?
church?
Oh, that's funny. I remember. I can't remember what his name is, but I remember
Driscoll.
I remember him being all crazy.
He actually
mad
got
about
up,
it.
said something to the congregation, as he should, because that's what the Bible does instruct, and then walked out, or actually was asked to leave.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, again,
but that is part. That is part of it. Like why, like the churches do so many gimmicks nowadays, anyways, to try to be relevant.
That shock and awe value,
yeah. And so that's the same situation. We try to do these shock and awe things, and not really following up. Should we do this? There's nobody on their staff probably that is as you would say, devil's advocate, or I would say just my personal opinion is different than yours.
Right.
So but there's nobody on that staff that disagrees or speaks up.
Yeah.
Ideally is probably what's going on.
Or maybe somebody does and they just ignore it.
Oh yeah. They're just outvoted.
Right.
And then you just become like me and like, well, nobody ever pays attention, so I'm just going to stop bringing it up or whatever, And so.
Yeah, you become calloused.
But I can at least easily see that, like selling things. And when we were in high school and they would sell stuff at church, and I would be so offended that they were selling stuff in the church, and that's like a 1%. It was for a fundraiser, and now we have ongoing fundraisers, like our ongoing toll booths on freaking Oklahoma roads, like Like this was designed to be something that was short term, it was for a certain thing, and now it's something we do every week, and it's just a part of our culture.
Every week,
now.
every day. I do it multiple times. Okay.
Well, I meant like church culture. It's a part of our church culture now is that you're expected to, hey, we're going to go to church. We're going to spend $5 on breakfast. You know, we're going to get a coffee for another $7 because that's the going rate at Starbucks. And, you know, it's just kind of like that is now been ingrained in culture, and it could have been something that was...
Our church has good coffee now. We have Boulder coffee.
I'm not saying that...
So we don't need to spend that $7 on Starbucks anymore because we have good coffee.
Well, I'm not saying that the value is bad. The churches aren't giving us the cheap things and charging us... hopefully they're not buying it at the cheapest rate and charging us the most expensive rate. That's a whole different story of Christian business owners. Anyway, but that's like the 1% change that maybe started off as like short-term fundraisers, bake sales, those kind of things, and now it becomes like, oh, we're just going to keep fundraising for things.
Right.
And that's our justification of what's okay, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, we have year-round fundraising at our church with our mission cafe.
Well, I know. I was talking that as an example in my brain, knowing that other churches do that.
Yeah.
But that's why I could like in my brain I was making that 1% difference because I remember Aurora First Baptist, shout out. We would have, I remember being mad of we're selling stuff in the church to make money. Like, what is this going on? We're utilizing this time that's spent for God to make sure that we can fundraise for this trip we're going on. Why don't everybody just pay their way, buy their, whatever, get a job?
And by now I'm pretty sure you've already aired this episode about me complaining about people going on mission trips and just fundraising in the church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to me, part of the mission trip, you should be fundraising outside of the church as a branch of your mission trip.
Right.
And, so.
Not in the same circles,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it all comes down to the wokeness and the things that you're seeing.
What we've accepted. And
what we've accepted. Yeah. It is that analogy of just being a little bit off, and over time, as more generations and new generations take over, we're seeing ourselves kind of we look back and you're like, oh, I drifted quite far than what I thought I was.
So, Dusty, I made this decision within 30 seconds. I've had longer to think about the verbiage on that signage. Would you have gone to that church or would you have pulled away?
What did it say exactly again?
People with limited disabilities. No visitor sign, no first time parking, no.
I still would have probably gone in. One, I'm too lazy to go find the other church. And then two, I would think it's funny, but I'm already probably in that some of this stuff is stupid mindset. As I go to, like, every church does stupid things like this is my mindset, I guess.
And I disagree with that mindset. I don't think every church does stupid stuff.
It's also the mindset of, like, I would probably be more offended if I saw pastor parking. Like, there's the church right down the road from me. They have a pastor's parking.
Yes.
Why are they parking in the front?
Right by the door.
Right by the door. Yeah. Like,
you're already getting paid to be there.
You're the first one there and the last one gone, right? So
you could park there and no one would know it. So why put a sign up just to hold your spot?
Yeah, you're holding the best spot.
Yeah.
Like, it's those kind of things. Like, that would perturb me more than, because if I see a pastor's like, okay, this is.
So if you saw would you drive away if you saw a pastor's parking sign?
I don't know if I'd drive away, but I would already be like, okay, this isn't.
See, to me, if I don't agree with it, I can't support it.
This isn't gonna. But I wouldn't say I'm too lazy to drive away. I'm probably not driving away to go find another church. If I'm driving away, I'm just driving away. If I judge it by the outside, what people are wearing, and I'm like, okay.
Daggum, thanks for bringing it up, Dusty. And we are long already at this point. I don't know if you want to go into.
I don't care. Go ahead.
All right. So I think when I sent you this, I actually sent you the podcast idea. I have a new job role. I wanted to be a mercenary evangelist at one point. What about if I could be a church critic?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I go around to churches and
You have the survey.
Yes. I am the survey. I'm like, all right, yep, you don't check that box, not this box. Oh, you do have this because your lights are on at least. So I feel that would be a fun job, just going around critiquing churches.
Yeah, I think we would be good at it.
Yes.
We're good critiquers. We will find something. You won't ever have a perfect score.
Exactly.
That's the thing with us.
Have you listened to this podcast?
You will never have a perfect score. Our church will never have a perfect score, and we go to it.
Right.
So.
And we try to make it better. And we still don't know how.
And sometimes I've made it worse. So I don't know.
So, man, I feel that would be, like, what would you go to, when you go to a church, what do you look for?
Well, there's just the environment. There's, like some churches lock the sanctuary doors.
Yes.
Or shut them before
This church I went to did that. They didn't lock them. They just shut them.
Yeah. And so some of them are wide open. Go save your seat. Like, it would be like the pews versus chairs, maybe the environment. Like, you would have some of those environmental things. You would look into dress code. What are people wearing? Mm-hmm. For me, it's dress code on stage. Like, I'm a big non-fan of shorts on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
You want people in pants?
Yeah. I feel like there's an attitude shift when you're wearing shorts.
Just to be clear, I agree with you. I feel there's an attitude shift in every set of clothing.
Yeah. So like even at summer camp, I will wear jeans for the worship stuff because I just feel like that there's an attitude shift of casualness when everybody's just kind of wearing shorts and nobody's really taking it serious.
Absolutely.
And if the people on the stage especially are dressing up like more serious, then maybe that attitude will shift a little bit for them, even if they're in shorts. Like everybody else at camp's in shorts. No more, It's hot. It's 100 degrees in Oklahoma, but I'm going to make sure I'm sweating.
110 yesterday, FYI.
Yeah. I'm going to make sure I'm sweating for the Lord, to try to, because part of being a worship leader is trying to create an atmosphere that is not distracting, that people can kind of stop focusing on what's around them and try to like maybe give them a moment to stop and focus on Christ. And so I'm that's one of the things is dress code, what people are wearing.
I like it. Okay. I wouldn't have thought of
I'm
that.
not like a negative suits guy, but I've, okay. I'm not a negative suits guy, but that would probably be like these guys might be too like judgmental of those not in suits. That's always the vibe I get.
I have to jump in here, Dusty.
Okay.
This church I went to, dress code, right? Everybody's casual. I'm wearing a polo shirt and slacks, okay? Because, again, just like you said, there's an attitude shift when you, depending on the clothes you put on. Mm-hmm. Yes, I wholeheartedly. That's why at work I wear a polo with my jeans. I want to wear slacks at work, but they won't let me.
Maybe I should stop wearing sweatpants when I work from home. So maybe I will like be a little bit more.
Have that attitude change. Yes. When I work from home, I was wearing slacks and a polo because I wholeheartedly believe in that. Anyways, the pastor was wearing a suit, and I instantly judged that. Like, man, this is gonna be an old school hellfire brimstone message. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, first off, this guy's in the wrong place because nobody else here looks anything like the dude on the stage, but he's an old pastor. I'm like, okay, this guy was, in a countryside SBC preaching hellfire brimstone probably last week.
He's doing those tent revivals still today.
Yes. And healing people by touching them.
And the Lord said,
and you will get multiplied if you just give us your money. So yes, that's 100% what went through my head. And you just said you're not anti-suits. And I would have agreed up until last week when I saw that guy. I'm like, okay, no, you can't be those suits anymore.
Maybe I am anti-suits. But was he that way?
Ish.
Ish?
So you can tell he had that in him. He toned it back for he knew his audience.
Yeah.
Oh, but you could tell he was wanting.
I would expect if somebody's putting in the work in to get into a suit, that automatically they're looking down on those who aren't in a suit, That's just my vibe. I've gotten yelled at by old dudes in suits because of my holy jeans as a teenager, those kind of things. And so that's just.
And he would have been one of those guys that yelled at you.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, he probably would.
100%. I'm telling you, he would have been.
And so that atmosphere, that probably we would see what are they charging for? Do they charge for entry basically at this church?
Yep.
Like I judge like technology, like
okay, yeah. It's a great one.
Like, especially like, because it means a lot to me. I'm in web stuff all the time. I see social media stuff, how people present themselves. So I probably have prejudged whether or not I'm going to a church based off their social media.
That's
personally.
Great. Let me jump in here real quick. This church, very tech savvy. Cameras everywhere, big sound booth. A lot of people. They had roaming cameramen running back and forth behind the big screens on the TV and everything, getting great angles. But they had this one angle off to the right. So it would have been stage left. So my right-hand side, stage is left-hand side. Mm-hmm. So this angle coming in catches the band and the pastor from the side. But behind them, nothing but a like field of empty seats.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not good if you're putting this online. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand that the rest of the church is absolutely packed.
It's all about the angles, guys.
It's just that one section of like 20 seats that was empty because probably it's not a good view. And this church, you remember Houston First Baptist? It was kind of like that.
Okay.
So thing about it, in Wisconsin, you don't have a lot of churches, so the churches, they're just naturally bigger.
Larger, yeah.
Houston First Baptist is massive because it's a massive town. And it's kind of right, at the tip of the Bible Belt, at the bottom edge of it. So
you can't go much farther south.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's Houston.
And so, anyways, Dusty, thanks for making fun of me. You could go down to Galveston.
Yeah, they're out of the But if you're in Galveston, you have no idea what the Bible Belt is.
So, anyways, so the churches there are just naturally bigger. So the whole church is packed except for that one section where, angles matter. Mm-hmm. Technology, they get a minus. Go for it. Actually, they get a plus, but that camera angle gets a big minus.
Yeah, I
would write that on my critique.
I don't know what else off the top of my head. I mean, the obvious things: the preaching, the
band, the music,
the preaching, the slides. That's one thing I think I care more about than a lot of people, even people in our church, mm-hmm. is like the production side of things. Like I hate awkward moments. So I hate when somebody's supposed to come up and do an offering talk, and as the band leader, you're like, "Where's the person with the offering talk?" I do that every Wednesday. It's like, come on, guys.
I know, and you're supposed to just sit there and keep strumming lightly.
Yeah, and so it just like things like that bug me. When countdowns end and things aren't starting on mm-hmm. time. Like, what's the point of a countdown, fellas, if we're not gonna start at 0? You know, like things like that. Like that just.
I mean, that's a good list.
So those are a lot of things, especially because you're judging Sunday morning. Sunday morning is a production.
It is, absolutely.
And so I think that you have to judge quite a bit of that. Maybe audio.
So I feel you and I would be great team.
Because you don't care about any of the worship.
Well, I do. 100% I do.
Okay.
But my focus will actually start before you get to the church and into the church. Obviously, you already brought up the online stuff. So yeah, I'm going to how easy are you to find? Mm-hmm. Is there good directions? Is your address, prominent so that people
parking
can
spaces for all people or just the limited people?
It's if it's a big church, is traffic being directed, mm-hmm. or are you just having to guess where you're going?
Did they have golf cart people?
I never saw golf cart people. Okay. I'm sure they did, but I never saw them.
They're only for the people that are limited disbelief.
Probably. So, yes, parking spaces. Do they have visitor parking? Mm-hmm. Is it clearly marked? This church gets an F in that one. It was still a good church. They did have visitor parking. It just wasn't clearly marked. And again, I just drove by it. I didn't want to park there. So I'm not complaining that I didn't get a park up front. I park in the back no matter where I go anyways. So, so that, outside appearance, grass cut, shrubbery, trees, everything watered, green and lush, looking good. And then, is it clean when you walk up to the door? Is there trash laying around? Kind of that Disney mindset.
Okay.
Or people picking up the trash? And then as soon as you walk in,
some of those things that you'd notice if it's not there more than you would actually notice if it's there.
Yes.
Most people notice when it's not there.
Yeah. And then when you walk in, that grand awe feeling, are the angels rejoicing?
Is God smiling down?
Are there rays of sunshine just beaming into this place or not? So, and actually, I'm going to say this church, they had a big glass front. Sunshine was shining in. Mm-hmm. Like, it was lit well. So visibility was great. Like, this church almost checked all the boxes. It was a good church.
Okay. And you almost didn't go there because you had to leave another one first.
Right. And the only reason I was going to the other one is because it wasn't a big church. It was a smaller church. And so
now you figured out why.
Yes, I figured out why. Because they put their energy and efforts into the wrong things.
Oh, that's so funny.
So, anyways, I want to be a church critic now. I mean, I can mix a church critic with what's the other one I wanted to be? Mercenary evangelist?
Yeah.
Go beat people over the head and then be like, you guys are doing it great.
You go judge the churches, and then if they suck, then you go, hey, I'd love to come preach at your church one day. And then be like, oh, fantastic. And then you're like, you guys suck.
Yeah. This is what I thought of when I came here.
Here's my survey, guys. Let's go to slide 1, please. Here's a picture I took with your pastor, who definitely is looking at me like, why is this guy taking a picture with me? You should be happy I'm here. All those kind of things.
Man, see, I'm worth my money. Guys, hire me.
Hire fish to fish out
your issues.
Your church issues. Yes.
All right, I'm done, Dusty. I'm done.
I was going to say, I'll just say one more thing. We're not even going to go into it. I'll just say it because this is something that's been on my mind too, because you hear a lot of people, especially pastors, complaining about what we complain about on Sunday morning, and that we shouldn't judge churches based off of this. We should still go or whatever, but it's like, what is it? Like, these are the things that, you know, like church hopping. Basically, people are like, oh, why? I can't believe they don't like here. And they went there. They don't care about the Lord. And no, you're doing a job. You're doing a production. You should if you suck at what you're doing, I should have the ability to leave, to go somewhere else, especially when there's 8 churches right next door.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just funny. Anyways, thanks for liking, subscribing, and maybe listening to this entire thing. But it's nice to hear Andrew's trip to Wisconsin. And those of you who are from Wisconsin, I'm sorry for talking like that. And we'll see you next time.
Take it easy.